Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Trimester 2 at Apple Valley High School. The beginning of a new trimester means new classes and class schedules, including the possibility of meeting some new teachers or eating lunch at a different time. This new beginning also gives us a chance to review our Valley vision and what it means to show respect, take responsibility, be ready to learn, and be student scholars in our hallways, our classrooms, and our cafeteria. Let's take a couple of minutes right now to view a few different images of AVHS. We'll look at some images of what it looks like when we follow the Valley vision, and what it might look like when we don't. First, let's talk about our dress code, specifically as it relates to hats and hoods. Part of being ready to learn is dressing for success. In this first image, we can see a number of AVHS students who are not following the Dress for Success dress code by wearing their hats or hoods. Wearing hats and hoods can make it more difficult to be fully present in a learning environment. Don't be like these students. In a similar but different image, we can see students who are fully present in the learning environment and following the tenets of the school's Dress for Success policy. Some are socializing, some are relaxing, and some are studying, but all of them are showing respect for the learning environment and are looking ready to learn. Be like these students. Now let's move into a classroom space and talk about cell phones. Here you can see a number of students who are being distracted from their learning by looking at their personal digital devices. These students are not showing responsibility for their own learning or respect for their classroom. Remember that at AVHS, cell phones are not allowed in classrooms unless the teacher specifically says it's okay. Don't be like these students. Now let's look at a different classroom. Here you can see that no students are distracted by cell phones. They are student scholars who are taking responsibility for their own learning and showing respect for their teacher, peers, and classroom. Some are even using school digital devices, but using it as an enhancement to their learning rather than a distraction. Be like these students. Now we'll take a look at our cafeteria. In this image, you can see students leaving their tables while leaving quite the mess behind. These students are not taking responsibility for their own mess, and they're not showing respect for their peers who they share the cafeteria with, or the staff members who have to clean up after them. Don't be like these students. Let's move over to some other tables. Here we see students taking care to clean up everything off the table, even if the mess wasn't theirs to begin with. They're taking care to pick up garbage off the floor, and they're making sure everything gets put in one of the garbage receptacles. They're taking responsibility for themselves and showing respect for a shared space that we all have to use. Be like these students. Finally, let's take a look at one of our hallway spaces during passing time. In this image, the bell has rung, but we can see several students who are not showing they're ready to learn by still being in the hallway when class has started. Taking responsibility for learning means being in class when the tardy bell rings. Don't be like these students. Now, let's look at a different hallway scene. The tardy bell has rung, and students are in their classrooms. The students who are still in the hallway either have a pass from their previous location or have checked in with a teacher to grab a pass. The students are moving towards their seats and ready for class to begin. They are taking responsibility for their learning, showing respect for that learning, and are ready to learn. They are truly student scholars. Be like these students. So remember as we begin second trimester to follow the tenets of Valley Vision: respect, responsibility, being ready to learn, and being student scholars. By doing our part in the hallways, classrooms, and shared spaces of AVHS, we can make sure that we move onward to a place of true Eagle pride. Have a great day and a great second try.